The day that I wrote Blackout, I actually had a dream about it. And I was dabbling into alcohol addiction. I was getting into some drugs, and it was months on months of just a straight bender binge. And then I got off it thanks to a girlfriend actually at the time and my sister. When they talked to me, and what really made me realize is that they've been in situations, right? The girlfriend that I was with just got out of a relationship with someone who was in the same boat. And my sister was actually into drugs for a solid 2 years. Normally, it's people who's never touched drugs telling you they're bad. So you kind of, it's like the form of you don't know what you're talking about. But when you get people who've been in that situation telling you like you need to get out, you need to change, you need to get away from everything you're doing right now, that's kind of when it really hit me. I've always been a storyteller. I've always been able to express how I'm feeling with my words. I think the song itself hit really close to home, especially like I went into the dark place after friends passed away and seeing family die firsthand. It was just one of those situations where if I could turn a negative into a positive and maybe help out other people going through similar situations, they could really resonate and help what they're dealing with. I was a nice kid, grew up with the family and liked them. Always had some food on my plate and a place to bite in. I grew up in a small farmhouse, so I always had food on my plate. I always had a nice house where I could eat. Crime rate was low. I always had a smile on my face as a kid. They called me Smiley Joe. Like I was just a happy kid, but all of a sudden it was just like, but all of a sudden it's like a switch flipped inside my head telling me I don't deserve shit. Voice popped up when I was a kid, probably, 6, 7, once you start getting the conscious thoughts. I never really had like a childhood. When I was 4, I had flesh eating disease and scarlet fever, so they told my mom I was on deathbed and I was only 4 years old. So I was looking at death as a kid. Man, I would wake up and then I perch into the mirror, pick apart the imperfections on a person who'd appear, cause I don't love myself or the way that I looked. I was a little fat and hated all that weight on my foot, all that weight on my shoulders, every day just depressed, every day getting older and every day feeling less. Growing up, I was fat. Like I was really fat. I mean, I'm still wearing clothes that I bought back in grade 8. As a child, I knocked my teeth off of a coffee table and I lost all the front teeth. So people called me toothless after like How to Train Your Dragon. I had super bad acne in elementary school. So I was getting bullied left and right for all of those things. My homie's like, I can tell you got some shit on your chest. My mama drinks a little bit and said it eases the stress. And I'm like, we walked to his crib and we stole the bottle. I started feeling nervous but drank it then fell hollow. He dapped me up then said my mom's about to be back. But there's some more inside the liquor cabinet we could drink tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, homie. Don't worry, it's cool. I gotta go to bed early, so I'll wake up for school. But after that, we gonna dabble in the greatness of booze, then boom. I blacked out, I didn't wake up till noon. Alarm ringing the bell, my mom's ringing my cell. She's pissed off cause she heard that I've been drinking myself. But she don't understand that deep inside I'm drinking for help. I grew up with alcohol addiction all around me. I think most of the family members on my dad's side are alcoholics. So I always grew up seeing it as an escape. I said, fuck it, I'm leaving. I don't need you to yell. I packed my bags up and crashed with a couple of friends. Couple months have went by and still the buzzing won't end. I think I'm more sad now than I ever had been. When I was saying like I gotta go to bed early anyways, that's when the liquor actually hit me. Like I was buzzing, but then what we drank already came to full light, and we ended up passing out in his living room with bottles around us. And his mom walked in and started screaming at us, and she told my mom. And then that's when my mom started calling me because I wasn't home, and it turned into a shit show. I need some stronger medication, so I called up a friend. I said, listen, homie, all that drinking shit ain't working, man. Give me something else. He like, chill, I got the Percocets, I'm getting more tomorrow. If you like it, you could buy the next. I said, deal. Met in person and I tried the shit. Within the hour, I'm loving the new thrill. Hit my friend back and said, could you cut me a new deal? I need all of the blue pills. This shit is just too ill. It was anything I could get my hands on. So if it was Percocets, if it was Coke, if it was speed, just any powder would be inside my nose. Like if I seen it and I knew I could get it, then I would do it 100%. I'm confused cause his mood was prudent and too thrilled he was happy. But I've been struggling lots, cause he knew that in the end and it could double his guap. When my struggle would begin, then his struggle would stop. But I still bought a love his product when we linked to the spot. The amount of joy that he had on his face when I was calling him, he's like, yeah, like come through, you can pick it up. And that's when I wanted to touch on the subject of your close friends are there to fuck you over in the end game. If they can make a buck off you and they can pull themselves out the struggle when yours begins, then they will. So fast forward a few weeks, I'm addicted to drugs. Somehow my mama found out and pulled me back from the thugs. Moved me back into a crib and tried to show me good love. But I was numb and only interested in getting a buzz, and it's fucked up. Cause she was only trying to be nice. I didn't listen, shit, I left and I stayed out for the night. Man, I went clubbing with my homies that were down for the lines. Then went home the next day to make a mountain of lies. Shit, I woke up around 3, heard a knock at the door. Then these voices started talking, shit, I heard them before. I couldn't put my finger on it, so I had to explore. But on the table was the bottle that I left in my drawer. Shit, my mom found it, turned around to see the family. They all looking down at me and they ain't looking happily. This when I realized what the fuck this is. Y'all are here to try to take away my substances. My mom reached forward and grabbed the bottle off the countertop. She looked at me and said, Chase, this has to stop. She's a nurse, so she sees everything that's coming in related to drugs. And she seen that I was getting into it. She was told by other people in town, like my auntie, my sister found out, who was telling me to stop. And my mom just had a quick chat with me and says, you can't change unless you want to. Like, I can sit here and tell you not to do it all day, but like, that's just gonna make you do it more. So she said, if you want to change, you can change, but like, no one else can help you but yourself. I lashed out and said it stops when I decided will. I grabbed the bottle from her hand, do not deny the pills. Man, then I ran up to my room, grabbed the gun that I had hidden in a couple of blues, crushed the tablets on the table, hit a couple of snoots, then put the clip inside the gun, load it back, and then poof. When I was deep into drugs, the only thing I wanted to do when I realized like I was stuck in this rut and it was just a circle revolving around it, the only thing I wanted to do was a gun. I was scared of sharp objects. I didn't want to die from pills or overdose because I don't want to feel my organs shutting down. So I was dead set on a gun. Well, everyone around me, friends, producers, they all wanted me to end it with the gunshot because it was a sudden end and sounded so good. But what I did is I pulled the beat back and put a filter on it because I don't want to spread that message. I don't want to idolize suicide. And the thing I wanted to teach is that when you think of suicide, you think your pain is ended. A lot of people think that as soon as it's done, and it's peaceful. But you got to think you're not ending the pain, you're passing it to someone else. I see my family walking up to me. I wish that I could say I'm sorry for this fuckery. I never meant to hurt you, but I was hurt and had to fucking leave. It's almost like they heard me fucking say it cause they hugging me. Yo mama, you can't shake me awake. Stop trying, I'm gone, let it enter your brain. Your heart's gonna break at every fucking thought of my face. But let you learn from my lessons so you don't make the mistake. Just tell my story. Well, it's important to tell the story because not many people talk about it. They're scared to talk about it. It's like how people are scared to talk about race on social media. People are scared to talk about suicide or about sexual abuse. It's all this big stigma where it's a trigger. So people are kind of straying away from that. But if I could tell my story, and especially knowing that I'm still here and living my life and regretting everything that happened, then someone else has hope in theirs. I let them know that I'm sorry. I used to love the thought of death, but now the reaper's upon me and shit, I'm scared. Save me, mom, I'm passing away. I wish I didn't put that bullet through the back of my brain. It was crucial to include that line about regret and not wanting to die as soon as it happened, because I feel like that can really pull someone back from their dark thoughts. Family's proud that I turned my life around because it was going down a dark path. I think the best part of it is getting the messages from people, seeing comments, people who've never heard my music, but now they've heard Blackout and they're like a new fan saying that I've saved them. They realize like they wanted to kill themselves prior to the song, but now they realize it's full of regret.